Hi there, this is Mark Stokes-Denson of Denson Blake Investments, and I just wanted to take you around the final sort of model that's been done. This is our next project we get to site. I've been putting this together to help quantify it a lot better and to make sure I've not missed anything, because it's quite a serious project. The building on the right here is existing, and where this gym part is here is a garage. So we're going to demolish a garage and rebuild new, and then create a link between the two using some aluminium shop front type product. The outside, as I've been doing the model, I realised I'd left the hoops for the bikes off the specification, so I've now included those because I was modelled them in. I hadn't put the bin store in, put that in. So as I'm going through actually building the model, it helps me realise what actually needs doing on a larger project, and that way I can get the pricing better when I'm talking to builders. So what I'm going to do is walk you around it. So if you just bear with me. Right, we'll head in. So we'll pass where bin stores are. You know, this is actually as I intend it to be looking. So this is, or has got on it, all the graphics. These have been done in vector format, so I can send these straight to the sign writer, and it's in the format they'll be able to actually cut these out of in vinyl, so you can create the large letters on the wall. Heading into the gym, we've got behind the white wall is where we're proposing to put the washing machine and tumble dryer, and in the red wall is where there's an extra toilet for downstairs. It's an extra space that allows someone to, get on a rowing machine, get on a bike, maybe lift some weights, etc, etc. In the link part of the building, we've created a workspace, or intend to create a workspace. By modelling this, it's allowed me to realise, for example, I missed the sliding door off here. I did think it was a bit strange that there was no sliding door to shut the workspace off, but then when I looked at the model a bit closer, it was there, but I just hadn't noticed. So we'll put in sockets so they can connect the laptop directly and use an Ethernet directly to the router. And so we'll head into the communal space. So we've got the communal lounge area. So this is all communal space, basically, the gym. We've got the communal lounge area, going into the kitchen with a dining table. There's 2 sinks, 2 hobs, 2 extractors, 2 ovens, a fridge and freezer hidden behind the cupboard doors next to the ovens, plus an extra fridge to make sure there's enough space for everyone to keep their food. Heading back towards the front door now, we've got the this is the entrance area, so I'm proposing to maybe get some reclaimed apple box type things, and we can put the numbers on these for the rooms, in somewhere to put the post, as opposed to having pigeonholes. It just makes it a bit more interesting, and it keeps it in sort of the theme of the way it's being designed. The change here might be that we don't use glass on the stairs, to be honest, because it can be quite expensive, so we'll look at an alternative for that, but for now I've just left it as it is, because this project has got to be also value engineered so that we get it for the right money, the refurb, and by doing this I'm able to quantify everything very, very well. So I know exactly how big everything is, I know how many linear meters of the wall are, I know how many square meters of plasterboard we need, because this can all be done so that the property, and what we would say, this can all be done for what? Yeah, this has all been done so everything's sort of life size, if you like, and it means that I can just dimension everything up. So I'll head out of the front door. When I take you upstairs, I'll show you upstairs with the roof off. This is, while I'm here, whilst I was modelling this, it occurred to me that I need to consider perhaps looking at an entrance mat, so that as you come in it's not straight onto the carpet. So because of, let's say, how to put it together, I thought this would be an interest, no, not an interesting but necessary feature. It'll keep the muck, keep some of the muck off the feet. If I head back out again, into the outside, out the front door if you like, what I'm going to do is pull the, we've got an outside space here as well, so we've got a couple of seating areas potentially. We've got that one there. We've also got the sort of benches which were near where the bikes were over here. What I'm going to do is just come out of the property, go above it and take a bird's eye view, because I can now, because everything's been done properly, I can now start to show you what the thing looks like inside. So what I'm going to do is, just for the sake of the memory side of things, I'm just going to take out the dressing elements which are twiddly bits, so this drops off the bikes for example, and certain things that aren't that necessary, but they just make it look a bit nicer with the visual. If I take the roof tiles off, you can see we've actually got the roof trusses, the rafters in, and the insulation. So you can take the timbers out, the insulation, the ceiling lining. So here you can see what the upstairs looks like. The beds are there, or they were, because I've taken the dressing out. The beds are part of the dressing. In fact, I might just pop them back on so you've got a sense of the space, because it helps with the proportion. Yep, there you go. There's the beds, and the spaces. So as you can see, we're keeping some of the trusses, which are an interesting feature. So in this room, you'll see that the truss is visible, and so is the purling that goes across. The purling runs all the way through here, so it'll be visible in the kitchen, above the stairs, and in this bedroom. By doing this, we're able, I'm looking at considering what sort of wallpapers you use and how we make the rooms a bit more interesting, individual. Colours, Egyptian cotton, a sort of taupe colour, and then the white. I'm keeping the bedrooms and the bathrooms quite neutral. These actually import textures from our tile manufacturer, so these are the sort of actual copy of their tile bought into the model. Now if I take away and peel off the upstairs, I can start to, if I take the trusses out, if I take the internal walls, the doors out, the upstairs walls, take off the rain goods, the first floor windows, and if I take out the bathrooms, I can start. This is what part of the reason I do this is because it helps with getting the dimensions right and everything. So if I take out the beds now, you can see now I'm left with the roof lights and the kitchen upstairs and the flooring in the main. So I can take out the upstairs kitchen and take out the roof lights, which are those. So I'm left with carpet and tiles. So I can actually I can send this as part of when I'm asking for pricing. I can actually send this off, and the beauty of it is, before I do it, I can actually get dimensions off the thing quite quickly. So for example, if I want to know how big that carpet is, I can just pull a dimension, and I've then got the sizes. This then helps with sending this off for a quote. I can do this on any element as well, whether it be the tiled floor, okay. Now what I'm going to do is peel off the if I continue to strip back, I'm just going to take out the carpets and the tiles. Drop signage, not necessary. We'll take out we've got the first floor. So we can see here we've got the steel and the floor joists. I know where the steels are, I know what they're spanning. This then means I can, I can then start to figure out how many joists that we need. These are 600 centres, which is what it's specified. There's a few bits missing here, for example. There should be more joist material here, and this would be structured differently around here, but it's a better start than having no idea at all. We'll take out the steel beams and the floor joists and the downstairs ceiling to reveal what's downstairs. So this is what we walked through earlier. In fact, if I take off the roof off the gym and take out the roof lights, we're left with the open version. So we've got the ground floor plan. If we just put it onto the top view and make it nice centre, there you go. So we can see exactly how it's all laid out and how the rooms are configured. And we know where the bed's going, we know which feature walls we're going to use and what that's going to look like. We know how much entrance matting we need, we know the structural openings for the aluminium, etc, etc. Obviously these will change on the site, but when I'm going to get a quote, I've got something to downsite more accurate than just guesswork. I know what sort of furniture I was trying to find, which will be part of the challenge. Let's try and make this work. It's a bit eclectic. It's a good way of, to me, seeing the whole project. And now, let's have a bit of a think. So that's the whole model, and because I can isolate any component, I can then send those off to the suppliers and say, this is what I need, this is what I want you to price for. So when it comes to carpets, the wooden flooring, tiles, bathrooms, everything basically, I can isolate it all and send it to the relevant people and get some accurate pricing. There's no arguments about that they missed something. I didn't quantify it very well because it's there in front of them. And then we just type, and I can then make sure my specification reflects everything that he's doing. As you can see, see the cladding on the outside. There's the link. It's just aluminium sort of shop front material. And so these are aluminium windows basically. And that'll just be a manual opening door, nothing fancy. There you go. That's the plan, that's our next project. So the aim of this is I need to get this to, need to sit down with the builder imminently and go through this with him so he understands it exactly, and then sit down with the specification with him, and we can then get an accurate price and get this to site and keep it on the right side of the budget. Okay, hope that's been helpful as to how I prefer to work. It takes a bit of time, but it, to me, allows me to go through the building before we actually start on site with it. So yeah, hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching, take care.